work. So I decided that I would do a video, just come with some facts and come with some questions at the same time. Oscar De La Hoya, I do respect him as a fighter. For the most part, Oscar, when he first, when he first made his way into boxing as a professional, coming off winning a gold medal at the Olympics, I think it was 92. For the most part, Oscar did try to fight the best guys available to him. Now, he's being a little disingenuous when he say, he fought everybody, because towards the latter end of his career, he kind of was very cautious with his opponent selection. There were some good fights out there, some big money fights, and he elected to go another direction. But, with that being said, I give Oscar his credit. He's a Hall of Famer. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because Oscar did give us some good fights, win, lose, or draw. And by the way, he lost both times to Sugar Shane Mosley. I'm going to do a complete video where I'm going to, break down that fight and explain why there was no controversy and why Oscar clearly lost that fight. So now Oscar does a clapback Thursday about maybe last week, and he says, well, it's not the promoters that's preventing the fights from happening. He said it was the fighters. But then a week later, it looks like he's trying to block Floyd Schofield versus Shakur Stevenson, saying that Shakur Stevenson should fight Remy Mortella or basically the dude that Tank knocked out. Which I don't understand, why would he fight that guy? Because Shakur tried to fight him earlier, and he basically, for whatever reason you believe, Frank Martin decided not to take that fight versus Shakur Stevenson. So I'm just keeping it a buck. You just have to tell the truth about these things. And Oscar is just all over the place. He keeps saying that he's 22 years old. Well, here's the thing. Mike Tyson won a championship at 20. Okay? For real. All them dudes, like, he won a championship. I think Oscar won a championship like at 21, 22. Floyd Mayweather 20, 21, 22. Shakur Stevenson was winning championships in that age range. Devin Haney. So now all of a sudden Schofield is the exception. What it comes down to, Oscar doesn't believe he could win that fight. And that's what it comes down to. He said that Shakur Stevenson was one of the greatest fighters that he ever saw. I believe that too. I believe that Shakur has the ability to be an all-time great. Just some things that he need to do. What's up, Toby? What's up, Toby? Appreciate you. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Oscar he's all over the place. He says one thing, then turns around the next week and does the other. So for you to sit up there and say it's the fighters that prevent the big fight, listen, Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield would be a fight that people would be interested in seeing. I would be interested in seeing that fight, and I think a lot of other fans would be interested in seeing it. The only reason why Oscar really doesn't want to make that fight because he doesn't think that Floyd Schofield can win that fight. That's all it comes down to. He doesn't believe Floyd Schofield can win that fight, and he doesn't want to have one of his fighters take a loss because promotional companies, you know what I'm saying? They keep track of their fighters' records versus other promotional companies and all that kind of stuff. This is why a lot of people for the long run had an issue with the PBC. This is why a lot of people, including people from the black community, turned on Al Heyman, because Al Heyman took forever to make Spence versus Crawford. And by the time he actually made the fight had lost a lot of its luster. I said it lost probably maybe 40% of its luster. I think it could have did 1 million pay-per-views if they had the fight in 2022 instead of 2023. It sold somewhere between 600,000 to 800,000 pay-per-views, but it probably could have did over 1 million. But Al, he didn't believe Errol Spence could win that fight because he actually wanted to feed Errol Spence to Canelo. That was his overall plan, to feed Errol Spence to Canelo and make a shitload of money off of it. But it backfired. Errol Spence pride, which I give Errol Spence credit. He said, you know what? I got to have this fight. If I don't have this fight, people going to look at me funny forever. I give Errol Spence credit for taking that fight. Didn't go well in his favor, and we know what happened. But anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Oscar, you got to keep it 100, man. You all over the place, man. And I just got to say it, man. You contradicted yourself, man. It doesn't matter whether I cover Golden Boy fights or not. You know, if they have a problem with me calling something how I see it, then it is what it is. But Oscar is all over the place. Anyway, this your boy Town. I'm out.